So this is my presentation on the Dominican Republic. Here is the political, social, and cultural history of the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is the eastern half of the island of Hispaniola, with Haiti being the western half. Um, what will become the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, was the first colony settled by Europeans in the Western world. It was settled by Diego Columbus, the younger brother of Christopher Columbus. In the 1790s, Haiti broke free from French control and took control of their neighbor, the Dominican Republic, which in turn gained independence from Haiti in the 1840s. The people of the Dominican Republic were in constant fear of invasion from their larger neighbor of Haiti. And to deal with this fear, they constantly wavered between returning to a colony of the European countries. They were a colony of the United States um, from 1916 to 1922 in order to recoup some of their debts from the Dominican Republic. The United States took control, and then after that, in 1922, the Dominican Republic was free again, but they resulted back to a dictatorship. By 1961, the last dictator, Rafael Trujillo is overthrown, and after a shaky start to democracy that included election frauds and a bunch of rigging, true democracy begins in the Dominican Republic in 1996. So some major current events, like most of the countries in the world, COVID-19 had a big impact on what's going on in the Dominican Republic right now. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, however, though, the economy of the Dominican Republic was doing better than it ever had before. Between 2015 and 2019, their GDP grew by 6%, and in that same timeline, the U.S. only grew by 3%. Like I said, though, the pandemic has been a huge setback for the people of the Dominican Republic. From 2019 to 2021, the GDP shrunk by 6%, kind of erasing the big growth that the country made in the previous 4 years. In 2020, Luis Abinader was elected president, running on the platform of leading the DR out of the trouble that the pandemic has caused, and he looks to revitalize the tourism industry, which, with all the travel bans and people being scared of interacting with other people because of COVID, obviously the tourism industry took a big hit. So the cultural makeup of the DR, currently there are almost 11 million people in the Dominican Republic. 73% of the country is mixed, so 16% white and 11% black. The official language is Spanish. The country is mostly Christian, with 44% being Roman Catholic, 13% Evangelical, 8% Protestant, 1% Adventist, and 0.2% atheist, and then a big portion of 30% identifying as having no religion. The age structure is pretty young. 0 to 14 years is 27%. 15 to 24 is 18%. 25 to 54 is 40%. 55 to 64 is 8%, and then 65 and older is 6%. So the education of the DR is first to start with primary school, which is compulsory for everyone in the country, whether by public or private schools. Preschool education lasts 1 year, and primary school education lasts 6. Despite primary school being mandatory, only 90% of the country is literate, which is one of the big things that the new president is trying to lower. And as I'll talk about, this is a lot because of the economic disparities in the country. Next comes middle school. A major proportion of students do go on to stay for 2 more years at secondary school. However, the difficulty ramps up significantly because it's designed for the richer kids who have definitely a bunch of advantages, and their parents are able to prepare them well. So the difficulty ramps up significantly, which disadvantages poorer students who are not as well prepared. Next is high school. While the 4 years of high school are mandatory, the system is still designed for the upper middle class students to prepare for tertiary education, so few poorer students complete the 4 years. And then in tertiary education, the primary university attended by students that make it through high school is the University of Santo Domingo. While it's free for all students that manage to get in, to make it through the education system and get into university, is heavily biased towards richer families. And here are my references.